The WWC, what the world is watching.
Your concierge.
Yeah. So I've been really heavy since all these pack changes and stuff in game, and I've been really taking the time to give very thought out messages, giving like statistical stuff and really being specific on like what changes did to the game, how much it's affected not only the spender, but like the normal average free to play and low spender.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't mind most of the pack changes, but the biggest thing that they did is they changed the ecosystem and how it operates. Before, all of us could just do what we wanted and then go into the pack store and like get a few speed ups or get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it compensated for the bad structure with teleport costs and all these things that we just dealt with because we could just buy what we wanted.
Yep.
And now that all that is going away, we're really feeling the burden we felt when we first started the game. You know, the newer servers won't understand this because they didn't start the game the way we did. All this addition and all this stuff added into the pack screen and everything along the way, that it wasn't like that. We, for like a year straight, we didn't have all that stuff. And it changed the whole economy. Teleports are extremely hard to keep, and they're super expensive. Diamonds are much harder to come by because for a spender, you can't buy as much stuff that's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not going to go into the diamond store and just buy diamonds. So season 6 went into the season. The packs were taken away shortly before season 6, and my planning was a little bit poor on that. Because I was able to just buy what I needed. So I didn't have the stockpile I would normally have. We went into season, and it was very demanding right off the bat. So once you established your setup in your Warzone area, and then you decide you want to go out, the amount of teleports needed to do all these things is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
just to go around your own Warzone and to capture these strongholds and to help other alliances in your server, because you got to help. You're a server.
Yeah.
You don't want to just let these alliances do everything by themselves. So you got to port around and help your server.
Yep.
Then you got to fight, and then you got to port to other servers, and then you got to cap land in other servers. Then you got to go back and defend your own land. So you're bouncing around 24/7 in season. Like, your ports are going out of style. Every alliance teleport you saved, that's gone in the first week and a half, 2 weeks tops. Then you get into week 2 through 4. The fights get more frequent. We have 3 battle windows, but you're not getting a rest window. That's bullshit. You're getting 2 windows where you defend and 1 window where you attack, basically.
Yeah. Plus Sanctuary. You could have 4 windows when you get Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah. Sanctuary battles, and then you got Outpost immediately after a 1200 window battle, which was probably the most intense window.
Yeah.
And the hardest window for a lot of people. And it's just the resource. The diamonds go, you need teleports. You waste all your diamonds on teleports. Then you go to the troops. So because you're having so many wars, if you don't save, I'm going to ballpark it. I'm going to say 400 to 500 days worth of universal speeds and a bunch of like speed ups for training troops. You're going to struggle. Like, it's not easy, and the load falls on all the power in the server.
Yeah.
Because it gets to a point where the smaller players and alliances, they can't move around. You need to help them.
Yeah.
They can't buy their own.
Oh, there he is. Of speed ups?
I would say minimum. For a more powerful player, you can probably get away with more on the 350 to 400 range for a lower tier player, but it really depends on the structure. I honestly want the structure to change a little bit. It was a very overwhelming for the R4 R5 part of the planning, and just because the season itself required maps and plans for so many different scenarios, right? So like you're not only planning for your server protection, you're planning for what you attack, you're planning for what the opponent may do, and then you got all these other servers around you that could potentially do something. So the amount of time and effort it took to do all that was like a full-time job. And I don't want that. I don't want that again. That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you can ask Pun. I don't even think slept either. I mean,
no, we were all up at night. I know the people on the East Coast, your window is late, so we were, they're up at 2 a.m. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. fighting. Like I'm here at 11 p.m. I got to wake up in 5 hours, and I'm fighting. And whether people show up or not, maybe you can end in 20 minutes because nobody shows up, and you're able to quickly defend. But yeah, to your point, like you're running all day, and that's just for participating, by the way, not for R4 and R5 planning. I mean, that's just holy shit. That had to be unbelievable for being able to plan that.
And again,
yeah,
and it's just it's too much work. And with all the resources going away, we don't need that. You're gonna kill all the players from this game. Yeah. Season 6 was demanding. You took all the packs away. It requires an astronomical amount of teleports and speed ups to maintain 8 weeks of fighting. It's not conducive to any alliance, spender or not. I mean, our smaller alliances would just tell me I don't have troops to fight. They'll just port into a spot to hold up space, but like they struggled. It's not. How long are you going to keep a player that can't fight engaged?
Yeah, I mean,
it's tough.
The teleport thing is like a genuine problem for everybody. Like it's just a problem. It's just
it can't be that much.
You can't have 1,500 diamonds for a teleport. Is crazy. It's crazy, and I mean,
you don't even get enough diamonds for free to port around a couple times in game.
No, and I, I've been talking about this over and over, but when you talk about alliance teleports, like just get rid of them. Just have a home button. Just allow people to, because typically the majority of these people that are using that are going to be free to play low spenders anyway, that are going to want this alliance teleport to go over there. And why are you going to charge 500 diamonds for it if they've already used the home button, let's say, or they already used their free one or whatever, and then they get ported at the end of kill event? What are they supposed to do? They got to wait out in the outskirts for a day or two? Like, it's crazy.
Why does an alliance teleport cost anything?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Why can't you just return to your alliance?
Yeah,
it's not like you get prime feeding and you get a good choice. It puts you in the sticks.
Yeah, and you have this button, like just allow it to go back to, just put up, don't allow have an alliance button that goes in wherever your alliance is. You plant your flag, and let's say, hey, you can't move that alliance flag, or you port home or whatever for a certain amount of time, or like 24 hours or 48 hours, whatever you want to do, and like just allow people to use the home button. Let them go where they want. It's just crazy that you charge people for an alliance teleport. It's crazy. I mean, the price of an advanced teleport needs to be brought down drastically. Like, I mean, 500 diamonds or something. It needs to be dropped down drastically because it's just silly to play the game.
300 to 500 diamonds for advanced CP is ideal.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
I just think, and I'll even settle for 500 because a third of the costs, like you can get 3 teleports for what you used to pay.
Right, that's what I figured. Just bring it down 2/3. At least.
Well, the problem is that we got all these events. We get Meteor, and we got all these things that were added with all the packs at the same time. We had all these resources just flooding in. And Meteor sucks. It's all it is for me is a glorified teleport diamond destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
I will go through like probably 40 to 50 TPs in Meteor. And if you think about like diamond wise, like it's insane.
Right.
Like I keep telling myself I want to save TPs for season because I'm so worried about not having TPs. I can't do it. The only thing I can save right now is diamonds. I'm trying my hardest not to missile people
Right.
and blow diamonds like it's going out of style because I have a feeling I'm going to need at least 1 million diamonds in season.
Yeah.
Minimum. That's what I think. If they don't do a lot of changes and they tone down the structure a little, it's going to be so demanding in season 7 if they keep a similar structure. You're going to need tons of speeds and tons of diamonds, especially if they don't change the cost. But like, if they change the cost, then it's more manageable. And like these little changes, they don't realize could go a long way with the longevity of the game and season gameplay. And like, this is nothing to the company. They still make money.
QB18 out. Hey, you made it to the end. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified when our next video drops, and continue the conversation with us over on our Discord. Proud member of Team UXW and Server 118. Congratulations to the team on winning Season 6.
Yeah!